Good morning, everyone. I hope everyone's having a great week so far, and that your projects are going along well. I haven't posted an update in the last probably 2 weeks or so. I was kind of fast and furious right off the bat with the channel, but went away on vacation for a week, and then came back and got to work like 7 days in a row, which isn't the worst thing in the world, but certainly didn't allow me as much time for painting as maybe I would have liked. But luckily in the evenings I'll usually get an hour, maybe 2 hours in, so I've still been able to get through a fair amount, so that's nice. So I just wanted to share what I've been up to, the progress I've made on the Celts, and then also what I'm going to be working on, and then my future project as well. So lots to talk about. One interesting thing that I noticed with these videos, I went through and looked at the analytics of the videos I've previously posted, and about 65% of you watching this video are from the UK, which I think is totally cool. I'm in the US, I'm on the West Coast. I mean, we couldn't be farther apart, but it's really neat. I think it's really cool that we get to share our hobby just as if we lived right down the street from each other. So I think that's pretty darn neat. But anyway, so for the Celts, if you remember, maybe about 3 weeks ago, it was just a pile of plastic, Warlord sprues. So in that time, I've been able to put them all together, base coat, wash, do the shield transfers, and actually get them on bases. And this morning I just put filler and rock some ground debris and stuff on the bases as well. So hopefully, I don't know, it's been pretty warm here, so I'm sure this will dry pretty quick. I might be able to get done with these bases today. I actually have the day off, so I have all day to paint, so I should get a lot knocked out. But if not today, I should maybe by Friday be able to get all the bases done and dry brushed and static grass. Still waiting on my tufts, but once those come, these guys will be all done. So once again, just a simple paint job, base coat, wash, and that's it for the Celts. To be honest, these guys maybe weren't my best paint job in the world. There were times when I got a little sloppy here and there, and I didn't really do the touch-ups that maybe I should have. But en masse, I think I'd be hard pressed to find those mistakes. So yeah, happy with how these turned out, and this is another 80. So I'm doing warbands of 20 for Hail Caesar. So there's another 4 warbands right there, and that completes all the Celts that I have outside of just the leaders. And yeah, that's that. I'll probably still buy, like I said before, another box of 40, but you know, those guys I just wanted to get knocked out kind of quick and get out of the way. They weren't, you know, I wasn't super thrilled to paint them, but a job that had to be done. Next thing I worked on in between doing Celts and whatnot, let me adjust the light here, hopefully that's better. And what I'm going to do once I get these guys based up and the Celts finished based, I'll do another video with some close-ups. But these guys here, so you'll notice they are Roman Hastati and Principe. But what I'm going to do with these guys, or what I've done with these guys, is I've painted them with a darker skin tone, and I've really varied the tunic colors. So there's about 3 different colors of tunics. I've done different colors of plumes. I've done red and black just to kind of create some variation. And what these were just leftovers from the bags of Old Glory figures that I had that I used for my Romans. And these guys are just going to be kind of a fill-in unit. So I did the darker skin tone so they could be either Iberians or Libyans. After the Battle of Trebia and Trasimene, there would have been a lot of extra Roman equipment laying about, so I'm sure they would have picked that up and used it. So I will fold these guys into my Carthaginian force, but if the Romans need some help, I might put them on that side too. So these guys will be kind of universal. And then for the shields, what I'm going to do is some of them will just be kind of the standard red shields that I had for my Romans. So that would just denote captured shields. And then The other Roman shields I've just done white, and I've hand painted a few just little simple designs on them. I figured if they were captured by the Carthaginians, they might be repainted and given their own kind of personal style. So that's these guys. Once again, base coat, wash, and then I just highlighted the tunics just like I did with my my other Roman figures. And I really like these guys. The Old Glory stuff, these figures are great value. I've said it once, I'll say it again. Phenomenal figures for the price, and quite frankly, I wouldn't be able to grow my armies to the size that I've been able to without Old Glory. I think on final count for this project, I want to say I was in the area of maybe 500 or 600 figures. So yeah, if I was just getting them from, you know, Aventine or Crusader or anything like that, I just don't know if I would have been able to afford it. Might have had to take a second mortgage out on the house. But with the Old Glory, you know, it's they're reasonable price, they're great figures, and en masse, I think they look awesome. All right, so that's the Second Punic War project. About finished up with that. I have a unit of slingers left, 2 units of Numidians, and then some command figures, and some elephants. But what I'm going to do, quite frankly, I'm getting a little, I don't want to say burned out, but I do want to paint something different. I've been painting tunics and spears and shields for the last 6 months. So I'm going to start on my next project, and then I'm going to kind of intermingle the last of the Second Punic War project into it as I'm painting, just to give myself a little bit of variety. And I've noted in the comments before what that second project is, but just to show it off real quick. Wow, those are primed white. That's bright. Those things are glowing. All right, so hard to tell, but Napoleonics. So I'm going to dive down that rabbit hole. Wish me luck. Hopefully it goes well. It's Napoleonics seems like an endless journey, but I've always wanted to do Napoleonic armies, and I figured, why not just dive into it and start. So my goal is to do start off with the Peninsular War. So I'm going to do French, and then I'm going to do the British next. So these figures are actually the Old Glory 2nd edition. I had picked them up in an order quite a while back, maybe even about 8 months back, because I knew I wanted to do Napoleonics, and I wanted to see if I would enjoy painting 28mm, because there's obviously a lot to them. And I also had picked up some 10mm, and the 10mm painting them, it just seemed like I was getting through it, where these I actually enjoyed. So I decided I'm just going to go 28mm. I have 28mm terrain, and just keep it simple in that regard. Plus there is, not that there's not a bunch of manufacturers for 10mm, but there are a plethora of manufacturers for 28mm. So these guys, I'm going to do units of 24. I'm going to do for black powder. And I've also ordered a bunch of periplastic French line infantry and dragoons, and a few extra command sprues and cannon and stuff. So just waiting on that stuff to come in as well. But I have plenty to keep me occupied in the meantime. So that's the next project. Wish me luck. I have all these grand plans of, I'll do the French and the British first, and then I'm going to do the Austrians, and then I'm going to do the Russians. But you know, after 2 armies of Napoleonics, we'll see how it goes. I also really want to do a Seleucid army, and an Alexandrian army, and a Persian army, and like any war gamer, the list goes on and on and on. But yeah, gonna try to collect enough on those guys, on the Napoleonics, to get a game in. Probably like 2 brigades or divisions, whatever we want to call it, per side. Maybe about 12 units a side. So 8 infantry units, a couple cavalry units, and some artillery. And I think that will get me a good game in. I don't know what the time frame for completion on this one is. I haven't really set a clear goal. I know that the Napoleonics are going to take me a lot longer to paint than the Second Punic War project that I've been working on. The Carthaginians and the Romans just obviously the uniforms are quite a bit more detailed. There's a bit more to them, where a lot of this, Second Punic War stuff, it's a tunic, maybe some chainmail, helmet, skin tones, spear, paint some shields, and then you're good to go. So it'll be different, but I'm looking forward to it. It's gonna be a lot of fun. So I think that's about it for me today. I'm just gonna have all day to paint. Outside of just mowing the yard, but I can get that knocked out pretty quick, and hopefully to make some good progress with those French and get these other guys bases finished, and then I have a unit of Celts that I've painted the horses on as well. Just need to paint the riders. So that's me. I hope everyone's projects are going well, and hopefully I'll get another update up probably on Monday with at least the Celts and this other Carthaginian unit finished. I doubt I'll get knocked through the Napoleonics, but that's it. Have a great day, and happy gaming. Bye.